There are places that don't forget, even when we do. Places that cling to the echoes of what happened within their walls. This is the story of one such place, the cabin that remembered. After the divorce, David needed to get away. From the city, the memories, the noise. He wanted silence, solitude. So when he found the remote cabin listed on a rental site with no reviews and just one blurry photo, he didn't ask questions. He booked it. The place sat nestled deep in the mountains. No cell signal, no neighbors, just him and the forest. When he arrived, the sun was already low, bleeding orange through the trees. The cabin looked older than the photo suggested. Weathered wood, a sagging porch, and a door that creaked like it hadn't opened in years. Yet something about it felt familiar. The first night was uneventful, cold, quiet, and lonely. But on the second night, David heard whispers. At first, he thought it was the wind, but the whispers had words. They called his name. David. He searched the cabin, flashlight in hand, heart pounding. But there was no one. Only the cold silence waiting after the whisper ended. By the third day, David noticed something on the walls. Faint scratches. At first, they seemed random, but with time, they formed words. I remember. You said you'd never come back. More appeared each hour. They seemed etched from the inside of the wall, as if the cabin itself was trying to speak. David began to dream of a woman. Her face was obscured, but her voice was soft, pleading. He dreamed of arguments, of fire, of a night where snow fell heavily as a scream rang through the forest. Then he remembered. Years ago, before his marriage, before the city, he had been here, with her. She had died, and he had buried the memory. He tore up the floorboards in a frenzy, driven by guilt and dread. Beneath them, he found bones, a silver necklace, and a locket containing a photograph of them together. The woman in his dreams. Her name was Lila. The moment he touched the locket, the temperature dropped. The cabin groaned, and the door slammed shut, locking itself. You left me here, a voice whispered from the walls. Now stay with me. David grabbed his bag and ran to the window, smashing through it. The forest outside had changed. The trees were too tall, too dense. He ran for hours, but every path brought him back to the cabin. It stood waiting, door now wide open. And the walls? They had a new message. You never left. Ending. Twisted reality. That was 3 months ago. When rescuers found the cabin, it was abandoned. But inside, carved into every wall, every beam, every floorboard, was the name David. And outside, in the snow, a single trail of footprints circled the cabin again and again, until they stopped at the door. No one knows where David went. But the cabin does. The cabin always remembers. If you ever find a place that feels too familiar, that welcomes you like it knew you once, maybe it did. Just hope it doesn't remember why. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if this story gave you chills. Until next time, sleep with the lights on.